This is the AlphaCam Express project number 1, the coat rack. We're going to show how you can input the AlphaCam logo and then create additional geometries in AlphaCam to finally create the coat rack you see there on the right hand side. So under File, we'll input CAD. It's a DXF file. Underneath project 1 we'll find AlphaCam logo. I don't know the size of that, it's underneath the special geometries icon. I'm going to select enclosing rectangle, we'll say all, and that then puts a bounding rectangle around my logo. Under utilities then, selecting distance and angle, and the snap F6 endpoint of bottom left hand corner and top right hand corner, it then tells me that's around 74mm in X. I'll just do a Control C of that. I want the overall size of that to be 300, so we'll select scale from under edit geometry, say all, and from a base point of somewhere in the middle, so just click. I'm going to do 300 divided by, and if I then right mouse and paste, that's 74.199, the same in X as in Y, and Control A. Again, now I'll do my utilities, distance and angle, endpoint of here to endpoint of here, and it's 300mm in X. Now I'm going to create myself a line from the endpoint top left hand corner to the bottom right, and I'm going to use the midpoint of that to position that over 0, 0. So we'll say under edit, move, at the bottom all, about the midpoint of this line, and I want that then to sit at 0, 0. Control A zooms the screen. We'll now create the outside of the plaque using the ellipse command. We'll have it 400 wide by maybe 200 high. OK to that, and I want to drop that at the midpoint of that line, or at 0, 0. I can now delete these two pieces of geometry. They're no longer needed. And I'd like to move that AlphaCam up a little bit. So we can say move. We'll put a window around that, and I'm going to move this incrementally. Let's try 30mm in Y. That looks better. Next we'll look at creating these little ellipses and spacing them around the bottom of our plaque, and for that we'll use the offset. We'll offset from this external geometry by 12. We'll break that and we'll delete the top half of it, and then we use a command called equispaced holes, and then produce a little ellipse and a circle, and then we move and copy them around the plaque. So we'll start by selecting offset under edit. I want to offset the whole of that geometry by 12mm. I only want the bottom half, so I'm going to create myself a line using F6 again, the endpoint of. This line I'm going to use as my cutting geometries. Under trim, select cutting geometries, and the bit I want to delete. I can now also then come back and select delete and remove that line. I'm going to use this bottom half of this ellipse as the basis for my equispace holes, and we'll wrap them around that bottom half of the ellipse. I want 6 of them of a 5mm diameter. So now we'll create that small ellipse, 20 by 40, drop that down. I want to put another hole in there of 5mm in diameter, and I want that at the center of that top arc. I'm then going to copy that, and I wish to copy that about the center of the bottom arc, and I'm going to press F8 now and keep pressing F8 and drag and drop it around. I can then come into delete, don't need this, and I don't need that. We're now ready to apply tool paths to this part, so we'll select our tool, a flat 10mm, we'll set the tool directions, we'll do a rough and finish pass, some pocketing, and we'll drill the holes. Switch on our ghost tools, we'll select a tool, use this 10mm flat, we'll put our tool directions, we'll go clockwise on the outside of this one, and maybe go counterclockwise on the inside of these. And then we'll also do an automatic for pocket for the logo. Switch off the ghost tool, select the pocketing, agree to these. I want to go -3 in depth. It's geometry. I've got the material cut switched on there, and I can see that it's missing certain areas, so we can come back into here and we'll edit that tool and we'll change that to the 6mm, and we'll just update these. We'll reselect that 6mm tool for the rest of the operations because I don't have a tool change on this machine, just a simple machine. We'll come and do a rough and finish pass around the outside. I've got a 6mm tool there. We'll have the automatic lead in, lead out. I can now do the pocketing, or another way I could do that is I could right click on here and say add some geometries to this pocketing routine. I want them also to be at -3 depth. So that's applied those, and finally I'm going to drill. Although it's a 6mm flat and I know these holes are, so I can say all holes of 5mm diameter and it will find them. We'll say all. So with that single tool we've then applied those 3 operations. I could come into order and we'll order the toolpaths automatically and then just rerun that. We'll then see a more optimized toolpath. And because that was done with the one tool, you can see it's then optimized all those toolpaths. However, I still do have my final pass as the last toolpath. This concludes Alpha Camera Express project number 1. We showed you how you can input CAD file into AlphaCam and then use AlphaCam's geometry creation to create additional geometry and then apply toolpaths. Thank you for your time.